everybody, and thank you for joining our first live. And yes, here we go, Warren. I see you in the comments. We're finally doing this thing. So, we're going to be talking about our January hauls. As always, big shout out to the Chosen Prime and all of our members. You already see some of them in the chat right there. Yeah, we are doing this a little bit early. We wanted to do it on the what's it called? The before a weekend before the end of the month. So we're doing it now. But I think Bobby has a lot to go over. Isn't that correct?
I might have a little bit to share. First off, thank you all again, as James mentioned, for joining. This is really exciting for us. I know we've talked about it. We never dreamed that we'd have a YouTube channel where people actually came out and watched us. So really, really, really appreciate that.
Yes, yes. And you are right, Jay. It should be January 24. I had a brain fart while making that. So thank you for letting me know. I will fix that shortly. But why don't we just get into it? I think this is going to be the Bobby show. He got a lot more than I did. So White, yeah, he always makes that face when we do these. So why don't we just get started? If you guys have any comments, please do it. I will go ahead and watch them, and I'll interrupt Bobby like I'm so good at doing when we do our news, and make him answer any questions. So unless there's too many of them. So go ahead, Bobby, and start off with Hasbro.
Well, actually, before we jump into Hasbro, I kind of went off script a little bit with some of my purchases in January. So these are kind of, I don't know what I was thinking, but they were Transformers related, and I picked up these little. It was like they're so cute. I can't lie, they're so cute. It's like Megatron, Bumblebee, Prime, and they were on clearance for $3. So the original price, I think they were like, I don't know, 15, something like that, or so $3. I couldn't pass, so I did pick these up. Also, something that we've talked a lot about on the channel, and I've yet to dive into, but I did hit up the comic store. So I actually picked up Void Rivals episode or issue 2, 4, and 5. This is what they had. Oh, and 6, excuse me. Of course, I haven't opened them yet. And then I also picked up Transformers issues 3 and 4.
Okay.
So these were kind of my non-Hasbro, kind of special time trying something new type purchases. But now let's jump into Hasbro. And
before we do that, let's talk about this comment from Runis that says, are either of us picking up the Heat Boys TMNT Transforming Leo when it comes out? I will not be. I think it looks really, really nice. But that face on Bobby makes me think he might be thinking about it. He also says your display room is amazing.
Yes, I appreciate it. It's still not finished. Definitely, it's been a project, and it's coming together. I actually need to buy a shed. Yeah, to be completely honest, I need to buy a shed to get some stuff out of another room, which will be the second phase of my what I call my Transformers museum. So stay tuned. The shed is coming soon. It's just I have to clean that out, and I don't want to give you guys half a tour and not be able to give you the full tour. But I appreciate the comment.
Yeah. What will you be picking up that Leo?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Thought so. All right, we got
just yesterday.
We got a few comments about the comics. So one of our members, Chris Norris, says the new comments are good. So we both got to check them out. I've been looking at them, so I'm excited for that. Deceptosaur's Den also says, have you read them?
Not yet. I'm trying to. I promise I'm actually planning to start on Monday today is going to be football, so I actually plan on starting on Monday.
All right. Well, there you go. And then Michael Delano, another member, says that they're pretty awesome. Dr. No had a single Megatron cover from number 4 he picked up last week. And he sent it off for grading. That's awesome. I hope that these do become popular enough to where there's a lot of value with them.
Shout out to Michael. That's one of my neighbors in the neighborhood. So actually, there was a couple of issues that they had that were graded, and I just couldn't spend $80 on it because I don't even know if I'm going to go wholeheartedly into the comic realm. So
cool. Well, we'll see. And lastly, Warren says he hasn't been in the comics since the 80s. That makes a lot of sense. I know I read a lot of them when I was a kid, but these new ones actually look pretty cool. So I'll be checking them out. And obviously Bobby is as well.
Yeah.
And then I just have to put this one out. This is from Hair Loki Zacht, and he says, "Don't miss Bobby the Bot Shed Tour." So stay tuned for that at the end of 2024 sometime.
It's not, you don't want to see the shed. It's the stuff, the garbage that's in this one room that's occupying space. That's the stuff that's going into the shed, and then you'll see phase 2 of the museum. So stay tuned.
All right.
Help me by this summer.
Okay, well, that still technically is Hasbro, if you ask me. All of that is licensed, and let's get on to the figures.
All right, so in no particular order, I guess I'll go by age. So I did pick up the KO of G1 Octane. The box came a little smashed, which I don't appreciate, but oh well. The thing that makes me mad about this is I actually already had one that's in a box, and I forgot about it. So luckily, it's a triple changer, so now I can have one in one mode. I do have an original, so I can actually now have 3 of them. So
I was gonna say you need to get a third one if you only had 2. So I'm glad you have 3.
So now I have 3. I also picked up a KO of Skull Cruncher, which I never had as a kid, so wanted to grab him. And the box came very nice on this one, so happy about that. I did also pick up the 40-year blaster, and I did find my Soundwave. It was crazy. It was on the shelf. But these 2 are going to actually stay in the boxes, and I don't know. I may pick up another set just to open, but I did pick these up as well.
All right, let's take a pause really quick. Michael again said Temu or AliExpress.
Actually, for the KOs, neither. I got those from Shozi, actually.
Okay. And then I just got to put this one out too. Steve says, by shed, he means warehouse.
Well, no comment. The last Hasbro is actually a surprise for me. I didn't think I was going to do it, but it is Medics, and I happened to be in Walgreens, and they actually had 1 left, so I did grab it. And
well, I might have to stop by my Walgreens and try to find it now too.
Yeah, it was something that if there was like 20 on the shelf, I probably would have passed it, but it was like 1. I was like, maybe I do need to get it. So I did pick this up, and this was.
So you didn't see the 19 in the back room?
No, they didn't. They knew I was coming in, and they said, okay, let's hide all these.
They hit him.
If there's 1, if there's 20, he's not going to do it. So
yeah,
there you have it.
All right. Well, I guess I will be the segue. I only got 2 figures this month. For my collection, there hasn't been a lot coming out, but I did get the what do they call these guys? Core Class Energon Megatron. And I didn't originally like this, but I was playing with it right before we went live, and I'm like, it's not horrible. My preconceived notions made me hate this thing, but now it's not that bad. I do wish this was in clear green because the weird neon, but not neon green, I don't know how to describe it in person, is a little eye-catching, not in the best way. And there's not a lot of paint. But the thing that I hate about this is these kneecaps. You see them right there? They don't bend with the knee. And that just annoys me. They were spring-loaded on the original one. But yeah, this is the only Hasbro thing I got this month. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I do see Chris Norris. He says, what do we think the HasLab will be? You could go look at our poll. I think we've talked about it there as well. Go vote if you haven't already. I'm leaning towards something like the 84 line, like a Devastator or Primus. When I saw that, I was like, that really makes sense. So I'm something like that. I don't see anything weird like the RID Prime or whatnot.
I was thinking about it. I actually thinking about it today, and I was just like, what if they actually did a Metroplex? Because there's all this push and hype
Yeah,
around Metroplex going on right now. They screwed up, I think, with the last one. Was it Cybertron Metroplex? I think there's a lot of hype for it. That could be a potential one as well.
I think you're right on there too. That's the same line that I was thinking of, where it's G1, but they haven't done it, and that one they can make huge. You know, they can make it like, you know.
And then
Oh, here we go. He's thinking
here's
again. His gears
curveball.
are turning.
Omega Supreme.
I saw that as well. Comment. So there you go. You got
Oh, somebody
it'll
else
be
said it? I
year
missed
2
that
of
one.
the Omega Supremes, right, Bobby?
Okay, yeah. No more Omega Supremes. No more. I mean, no more.
All right. Well, why don't we get into third party? So I'm going to talk about the one third party figure I got. And if you've been watching our videos, this shouldn't be much of a surprise, but it is the Machine Wars Soundwave. I love this thing. This is perfection in my eyes, because this is the Soundwave I grew up with, because there was no tape decks, you know, when this came out in 97. I was, 4 years old. And I remember picking this thing up. And I love the Frenzy core, because that blue accentuates his eyes and the tip of the missile and stuff. So I think this thing's really cool. And I know Bobby got this as well, which is probably going to be on his list. I don't see anything beating this to be 5 figures beating this to be on my top 5. Maybe something will beat it and be number 1, you know, number 1 or number 2, but I don't see anything else beating
For the
this.
year?
So what for the year?
Wow.
Yeah. Just because of the nostalgia I have towards this.
That makes
Now,
sense.
who knows? They might make a Razor Claw. You know, let me take that back. A Universe Razor Claw. And that could change everything. But there's so many things going into this. Get Right Robot made it. It's nostalgic to me. It's just a good looking figure. It has mini bots or whatever you want to call them, which I love, little guys. So yeah, I hope everybody that wanted one got one. There you go. I have them right here. And it comes with a Rat Bat. How can I complain? So yeah, I think even though my haul is small, it is very worthwhile. So technically, I guess I got 5 figures with the cores. So yes, Chris, I see your comment. Machine Wars is great. I agree. They're very unique color schemes, and I hope we get more of them. So time will tell. Now, why doesn't it become the Bobby Show again and show off what you got for third party?
Well, it's crazy because I actually realized I left something off and it's on my stairs, so I may have to go grab that, because I definitely want to show that off, because it's actually going to have an influence on what happens at TFCon as well. But before we do that, I will start small, since we kind of talked about small figures with that Rat Bat since you showed. I'll start small and kind of grow from there. And the first thing, which is again a big surprise for me, is Dr. Wu Prime Commander in green. Yeah, look at this little guy.
That looks like your new size class, Bobby. Your new favorite size class.
This actually, and here's his little trailer that I kind of have
so
open.
Tiny.
It is so small.
It's like a tortilla chip.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it could be. So I want to give a shout out to Warren about this, because he was the one who's been talking about.
Yes,
Dr.
and
Wu.
speaking of that, he actually just commented, yes.
And another, nod to Warren. I did finally get the Ultra Magnus, and this one is actually really cool. And he said it. I have to agree. This was Dr. Wu's Ultra Magnus. I like it. It's really cool. So I wanted to get a different color but they didn't have any, and so I was like, okay, I don't have a Magnus this small. This will probably be the only one I get. That's a
Yeah, I was actually thinking about getting the Nemesis one. I don't know if it's still available or not because that was my first third-party figure. Was the
Mhm.
Fans Project Nemesis Prime Armor, so that would be kind of cool to get. But we'll see if they get restocked. I think they're still out of stock.
Yeah, they were out of stock, so I was trying to get some stuff, and um, they weren't too expensive. I mean, so this possibly could be taking over um, with a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
kind of.
And we have not really a question, but a comment from Chris saying he prefers New Age. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I prefer New Age as well.
Leading question.
I know, Chris, are you in my mind right now? So I do prefer New Age as well. The problem with New Age and where my dilemma, and so I guess this is a great opportunity to share with. I do not hate Legends figures. The thing is, as you will see with my haul, and if you've seen my collection, everything is pretty much MP. And so for me to go transition, or it wouldn't even be a transition, for me to add Legends to it, that's a huge financial obligation. And being somebody who likes to have close to everything, if not everything, I would get all 5 colors all the time, and that would just be crazy. So Dr. Wu is at a price point that I can actually move my Hasbro budget over to Dr. Wu and pick up those new age figures that I really like. And
Yep, and Warren does have a good point that Doctor Wu isn't Legends.
it's not, I don't know
I'd call
what
it Legends adjacent because
yes,
they still are really tiny figures,
tiny.
but they're not the same scale as the typical Legends figure. I agree.
No, I mean, we can see here. And so that's so I hope that answers your question, Chris. It's more so I do like New Age. Dr. Wu was something new, and it fits. I think it'll look good with the the Metroplex that I got. So that's also why I'm kind of picking up some of those.
Okay, so let's look at this comment really quick by Snell's World. Do we know who is making the Triptychon with the orange belly? It's going to say no. So it's actually a little bit smaller than the CN Culture Metroplex. But there is a company, I don't know it off the top of my head, but it is just a random name that I've never seen before.
M
Um,
M
it starts with an M. Yeah, I don't
M.
know off the top of my head, but I do know that they are going to be making an Omega Supreme. I think we saw the prototype for that as well. So time will tell.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's going to come out with the orange belly. I think they were trying to
Oh, I think
highlight.
that's a prototype.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
were highlighting what's going to be like clear and what's going to be alloy and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. And Michael says they look comparable to Hasbro Core Class. I actually think the Doctor Wu figures are smaller.
They are.
I might be wrong,
They
but
are.
Legends, I think, is comparable to Core Class. I could be wrong. I don't
Yeah,
have many of them.
I think
So,
you're. I mean, from what I can tell, yeah, because I mean, this is Prime next to Wheeljack,
yeah.
So, um, yeah, this is. I think this is more in line with Core Class. Maybe this might be a little smaller. Somebody let us know. I haven't picked up a Core figure in a long time.
I mean, I did, but I don't think I could show it through the screen.
Yeah, I can't. Give
I
it
have
here
to get the
again.
transwarp drive to give it to you. All right, let's keep it going. What else did you get?
All right, so then keeping it going with Dr. Wu, I did pick up the blue and green. I said I was gonna get it. Pick up the blue and green swoop. I believe it's called Fryer or Fire or something like that.
Prayer.
Freyer, that's it. I was close. I love the colors. My only issue with it is if we can see here, there's like a little knob inside the clear right here, and I don't know what it's for. I guess my light, there it is. I don't know why that's there. It's very random.
Isn't it
Um,
just interior, like
it's
tech design?
it just
Interior.
looks like a peg in his nose. I mean, he got the biggest booger in the world or something. I don't know, but
He is
it
green. He's looking a little green around the gills.
it is, and maybe that's what it is. I mean, again, it could be part of how it holds on. I don't know, but it just looked weird when I saw it. I was trying to pull it out and see if it tabbed into something else. Maybe a blast effect. Maybe that's what it's for. Maybe you can pull it down and attach a blast effect. That's probably exactly what it is. Now that I'm looking. So I did pick this up, and keeping it small. Actually, I forgot to mention this on the December haul, so I'll bring it up here.
So Deceptosaur's Den says that's his flamethrower.
That's
so that makes sense.
Yep.
And then also we've got the Titan saying that CN Culture is doing Scorponok next. If they do that, I will probably. Oh, I think we did see that actually.
Yeah, we did.
I will probably be in on that. Honestly, I think that's a great size for Scorponok. And I know Bobby will get all 5 colors. So continue with your cassette.
Well, with that, we also said when we got that announcement, we thought it was smart for them to do that, because if you're in for the Metroplex and then you get the Scorponok, whenever they do the Trypticon, and then a Fort Max, you're kind of like, opposite ends of enemies, so you'll kind of probably buy into all of them. So, yeah. Let's see, where was I?
You were doing the cassette.
Yes.
Auto roller?
Yeah. Auto. God, why am I having a blank? Auto Scout.
Wasn't it Auto Roller? Auto Scout. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. There you go.
And this looks like KFC's, but it's actually Robot Hero, and it's actually pretty cool. I thought for what it is, it's actually okay. The transformation, these panels right here are super tight the first time trying to transform them. So that was my only issue, but it's just a cute little figure, and it was cheap, so I grabbed that. Then getting a little bit bigger, I did pick up MMC's Ravage with the cell. I thought this was really cool. It actually is a little bit more greenish. I don't know if it shows on the camera than it is. Yeah. But I like that it also came with the little arm he used to get the key to escape the cage on that one episode. So this is really cool. I had a smaller version of the cage, but this allows me to kind of put it on my MP shelf. Uh-oh.
Ravage down.
Yeah, that wasn't Ravage. That was Swoop. Luckily, he's supposed to fly. So these two are, I'm going to show them in different modes. So I did pick up the Grimlock rifle. What is the name? Mobian Studio, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah.
Star Overlord. So this is this is him in bot mode, and I picked up the blue one, which, as we keep going, we have in rifle mode. This reminds me of how, if anybody saw Spaceballs, when they showed the ship at the very beginning, how long the ship was, and it just like kept on going. So I must say, we got the MBK sniper rifles before. Those are so much better than this. This is probably the weaker mode. Like the handle is like just 2 panels clipped together. It doesn't feel really. Is
it even clipped together?
Yeah, it is clipped together though. It is.
Okay. It doesn't look like it with that gap in the middle.
Yeah, but it's a huge gap in the middle, so it's just kind of, and then I think this is called a stock. It's kind of loose. It tabs in, but not really secure. I mean, I'm wiggling it, but so there's that.
I do see a question from a member here. Michael says, is the MMC Ravage considered MP scale? He looks a lot bigger than the Takara Ravage MP. I don't think so. I think personally they're in their own size class.
They are,
because they're not MP scale.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, it looks better on the shelf next to the MPs, because it looks like, it looks like my dog next to me, and I have a Great Dane, so it looks like my dog next to me. So it looks better to me next to those. The tapes also, the whole MMC line, I like them. Now, granted, in their cassette mode, they're way off. But in their bot mode and in their, Jaguar mode, to me, it looks a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of agree with that. I still want my Rosanna, but time will tell.
And I forgot to show the little bird or vulture.
It's a pterodactyl.
Yeah, that too.
Even though it does look more like a bird
Yeah.
from that angle.
Very, very boring underneath, just some feet. But yeah, it's I don't necessarily recommend it. But that's crazy me picking it up. This one is also kind of a surprise as well, and it's the Mega Tank.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, which version is this?
This is the B, I think it is. So this is
the G1 version.
This is the one. Yeah, it didn't come. So it does not come with the sword. It's definitely clean. It doesn't have all the dirtiness on it. I like it. The problem I have is that it actually came broken. So there's a panel that's in his leg. So again, when people talk about QC issues, I'm Mr. QC here. Have issues with all brands. So, but it's very hefty. The light up effects I don't have. Can't turn the lights on. Don't have the piece, but oh, actually, I take that back. This one has where is it? You have to take off his head and turn a switch, and you can kind of see his eyes. I don't know if it's showing on camera well, but
no, probably with the light that you have on you. We've got a few member comments. So the first one is from Michael saying they were having a big sale on MMC Rewind and Eject the other day. You wish you picked them up. I do think they look pretty cool. I saw the I don't remember which one is. I saw one of them at TFCon and I actually quite liked it. So hopefully they do Enemy or something like that soon. And then this on the figure you just talked about, Chris says, is that Mega Tank good quality plastic? So
it is.
What are your thoughts on that?
It is. It actually is. I picked it up. It was on sale. It's very hefty. It feels really good. And it's like, I'm wiggling it and the legs are, really solid, good ratchets in there. It has some heft to it. The transformation is kind of cool as well. Like you do the treads of the tank are back here, and literally you pull this piece off, you spin it around, and you pull something out, and so it's really cool. It cleans up really well, I think. I'm happy with it. Yeah, I hope that answers.
I wish it was just a tad bit smaller. I don't need a foot tall Megatron in my collection. Let's see. Warren says Bobby's Luck. And he also says Occam's Razor. You are correct. And Deceptosaur's Den says he rarely has third-party issues. I'm right there with you. But ever since meeting this guy, I've had quite a bit more of them.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yes. All right. And then Chris also says, would Sky Mega Tank look good next to Sky Atlas? I'm not exactly too sure who Sky Atlas is. Do you know, Bobby?
I do. Because actually, that also would be in my. So let's see. Just kind of straighten him up a little bit here. I think Megatron's going to be bigger though. It feels different as well, but yeah, Megatron looks bigger. But let's see, just a little bit. Oh no, a lot of it.
So that's a lot of it, but
yeah.
To me, I think that scale looks actually pretty cool. I like Megatron, like I've said in the past, be quite a bit bigger. So, in my opinion, they look great together, but I could see why people wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I don't I don't like them that big. That's a huge difference to me.
One turns into a tank, one turns into a truck.
Yeah, I mean, an 18-wheeler.
The cab of an 18-wheeler.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
So what is that? I don't think they still have 18 wheels. I could be wrong. I don't know much about those trucks.
It's 10, I believe.
10. There you go. A 10-wheeler.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, yes. Optimus Prime can punch Megs in the belly button.
That's about what he's going to do.
And Isaiah says that axe would be sick if it had a blast effects parts for the side pipes. I completely agree.
Yeah. And let's see. Is there ports? There are ports for it. It's possible. I might have to try it.
Funbee Studios or somebody could come up with those.
Yeah. And then there was, oh, well, I guess since you talked about it as well, I did also pick up this guy, and pretty much everything James said, I agree with, and except for the nostalgia. I remember seeing this in store at KB Toys as a kid, and it said Soundwave, and I said, this is trash. This is not Soundwave. It's, it's not a cassette player.
I'm going to pause really quick. I want to give a shout out to Snell's World for becoming a new YouTube member. So thank you very much.
Really, really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Steve, you are correct. That missile does go buzz, 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 buzz. You are 100%.
I remember seeing Steve's comment. That was hilarious.
And Chris says that he loves Sky Atlas. So I'm glad. I hope they do a Nemesis repaint of that.
Sky Atlas is so freaking posable. The articulation is ridiculous. And I just took him out of the pose I had him in. So yeah, I agree. It doesn't tab together well in the alt mode for me though. Maybe
let's actually talk about that. Maui IDW says, did you transform him yet? He doesn't feel like the plastic at all in the rear skirt was broken out of the box. So I'm very sorry that you had some QC issues on that. But what do you think about the transformation?
The transformation was okay. I didn't have any broken parts, but the front cab, which I shared with you, James, had all types of it didn't peg in securely at all. Had gaps along the door going on down on both sides, and I don't know if it's something wonky with the arms that I was doing or what, but I didn't have success. And then I saw a video, and in the video there's had gaps as well. So wasn't happy about that.
Time will tell. We also got a question from Jack saying, do we know when MX-29 Fury is released? It's already packed up and is going out, so I'm assuming it'll be released soon. I know I'm assuming they're trying to pump these things out before Chinese New Year.
Yeah. I haven't got my notification on Fury yet. I got Fast coming, I believe. Yeah.
I think both of them we've seen some sort of packaging.
Yeah, we've seen packaging though.
Yeah.
Something that you talked about in the packaging, this is something that I thought was so cool about this. So again, when I saw this at KB Toys, it was always on clearance, it seemed like, and so they did an homage to that and had the markdown price, and literally they would put the sticker in the worst places on the boxes. And so I thought Get Right Robot did a phenomenal job on doing that.
Yeah. No, the whole box is amazing. I don't think we haven't done a review on this. We still got to do it. Yeah. This box is phenomenal. And then show the top with the like that's so cool. Like everything about it, how it shows like the little people. I'm gonna be honest. I was a tad bit disappointed. It was not clear plastic. I thought it was actually gonna be like the old box. And then I got it and I was like, oh, okay. It still looks great, but I was like,
you talking about here? You thought this was
clear?
Right
there. I thought that was going to be clear. Yeah.
Nope. It does look like it. It could be though, but
yes, and it was very 90s. Was Isaiah?
Yeah. And we had conversations with Get Right Robot, about the figure, and we were really excited to see it come to fruition, and you know, shout out to him as well.
And Steve asks if we're going to plan on doing these end of the month events. It's one of the things we're thinking about, and it seems like you guys are liking this. So stay tuned. We will let you guys know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, really, this channel, as much as we love Transformers and we love talking about it, this channel's for you guys. I mean, so we're if we have time to do it, we'll do it. And so, I mean, if everyone loves these monthly, hauls, we already plan on doing the monthly hauls. If doing them live works for everyone, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and Michael says such a cool figure, just not a Soundwave. Completely agree. If you actually look at the lore, I think he's a clone of Soundwave. So that explains the name and everything. So like Bobby calls him Machine Wave. That works.
Yep.
We got Steph G Bites saying, what are we looking? If you guys watch some of her videos, that's Mrs. Con. She says, what are we looking for at TFCon? I'm looking for Legends Rat Bat and the exclusives.
I'm looking for Fans Hobbies Hydra, aka Six Shot, and Fans Hobbies
Reflector, right?
Spotter. Yes, Reflector.
Spotter. Yeah.
aka Reflector. So those are the two that I'm missing from my Fans Toys collection. And anything else that just kind of says, "Ooh, you need to get me."
Yeah. All right. What else do you got?
I
knew there was more.
Yeah. So this was actually the first bot, or I should say the first box that I got this year. And it is the Dino King, the Dark Dino King, Shuriken King, Dark Shuriken King from TFC. And this boy's massive. And I actually put him together at 3:00 in the morning yesterday, because he wouldn't fit on my table. I mean, he comes packaged, already set up in combine mode. So I literally had to click everything together and try to get it ready for the show today. So this was really cool because they just announced that they're coming out with the Dark Predacons.
Well, you mean the
not Predacons, the Seacons.
Seacons. Well, those already came out. Those have been.
I meant that they're re-releasing them.
They're re-releasing them, yeah.
Yes, and so I didn't.
And it's G Creation, not TFC. Thank you, Maui IDW.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that. Yes, G Creation. I was thinking TFC because of the Sharkticons. I was thinking that. So thank you for that.
But and yes. I do see a question for me, but I think you're better equipped to answer this one. It says, James, do you think we will get a Masterpiece Computron? I know that's something Bobby has been waiting for. I don't see a official one coming out anytime soon. We don't have an official MP Devastator, and I think that's going to be the first one to come out. But I do think some third parties will eventually get around to doing Computron and whatnot in MP scale. And I know Bobby will just be so happy when that happens.
Oh man, geez, that's I would take a Hasbro mainline 87
legacy Computron.
Yes, like
you take a core class Computron at this point.
If it looks like Computron, not like some quirky, whatever. If it looks like a G1 Computron, I don't care who makes it. I literally bought Quantron just because I needed a Computron in my collection in October.
Yeah, it's a good figure. It's a little outdated. I mean, it did come out like a decade ago, but it's a good figure. We got some more comments. Let's see. Steve says, will I bring Steph on screen more often? Well, we'll see if she wants to. Chris says, I love that combiner swoop. I wanted to bring attention to this comment because that is my favorite Dinobot, and I have the normal colors of that G Creation combiner, and it is probably my favorite swoop I have in my collection. And then Michael says, good luck with Fans Toy 6-Shot. He hasn't seen a US seller with that on eBay. So I know they were there, so maybe you have to look for it a little bit harder. Oh, Duke Nukem says, I'm just now free. I'm glad I could catch some of the stream. We're glad you're here too.
Yes.
Oh, one more. There's a lot of them. Deceptosaurus Den says he had a pass on the Dark TFC's CCon reissues. 500 is too much for me. I agree. But if they come out with the I can't think of the name, King Poseidon colors,
The white.
or the white, the gold, and the blue, I will pay 500 for that, because that's my favorite color scheme of Piranhacon.
Yeah, I again paying the late tax, and usually these figures are about 80 to $100 at least. So you're getting 6. I was just like, all right, it's cheaper than what it was for me piecing it together.
Yeah. God Neptune. Thank you, Chris. I see your comment.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is that your last thing?
That is. There's something else I got that actually you had me think about, but I have to run and get it.
Go get it. Go get it. It'll be Decepticon Power Hour for 10 minutes. All right, so we'll go through some of these comments. Let's see. Wait, wasn't God Neptune? You are correct. It is the white one. That's the one I want. Will I show off my white and blue collection? You mean that shelf? I will. We are going to be doing a walkthrough of our collections. I don't have a way to show it right now, but it is Cryotech's gang. If you know Cryotech, I see him as a gangster. So that's what I do there. Do we tell people what you two do for a living? Specifically, how Bobby's budget is so much larger than Rich America? I will let him answer that question. I don't know if he wants to. I just have a normal job right now. Nothing too crazy. And I think he's back. There. Do you want to answer this question? How your budget on Transformers is larger than the average American's income?
Yeah, I'm a stripper on the side. No, just no, actually I'm in sales. I'm in IT sales. And so I've been kind of responsible, or maybe irresponsible, depending on who you ask, with my money. I do a lot of investing.
Both, probably.
Yeah, I do a lot of investing. So that's typically how I do it. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a problem. I can say that. I don't do drugs. I don't go to the adult clubs, party clubs, to spend money, and so my Transformer budget kind of grew a little
inflated.
Bit. Yeah.
Especially being in what is this mystery figure? You got me so worried.
Actually, this is really cool. So you got the tech specs for your for Christmas from your dad, autographed, and I found somebody online that is actually doing it. So I got the 84 and the 85 line. I'm trying to find there it is. So I got the 84 and the 85 line, and it's a bunch of tech specs from, let me open this up here, from those. And I plan on taking these to TFCon to get people to sign them, because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. And it's literally like all the tech specs, which is really, really cool. And again, you inspired me to do this when you were talking about what your dad bought you for Christmas. And so it's the 84 line and the 85 line. It does also come with the decoder on here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. So I'm really, really pleased with these. So shout out to Chris for doing this. We'll go ahead and actually he sent me some information about it. So I'm going to read it because I think this is really important and really cool. And just in case there's any questions about it. So the format is making tech spec cards that are in the style of the vintage G1 cards. The cards are printed on 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock, 4 cards per sheet. They are not mass produced. The bonus cards I included are spot fillers for the sheets that ended up with less than 4 cards that are intended as part of a full deck. For example, the 85 deck put Shockwave card on a single sheet by himself, so that sheet left room for the bumper card and 2 custom
Oh.
character cards. Yes, and I'll show those. And he says he'll probably put them in their own deck later if anyone else wants them. All the cards are from 84 to 88, have already been digitally created. And for the future, he's also digitally created over 120 additional cards for Diaclone, eHobby, Encore, and even the South American Estrella Transformer Minibot toys. He's
Oh,
finished
that's really cool.
several Japanese exclusives and plans to do the G2 and European characters. So I was done. I mean, he had me at hello. So here's like the bumper. I don't know if it's coming in.
Oh yeah.
And here's some of the custom ones he's done as well. So I thought this was, like I said, this was so cool. He's on Etsy. And let's see if I can we can post a link to his.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't know how to do this is our first live. So, you might be able to comment it, but this is not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah.
Legality
I'm giving a
aside.
personal shout out because he
Yeah.
took the time
Yeah,
to
so,
respond.
yeah, and if we don't put it on this one, it'll be in the description of our next video.
Yeah. So
That's really cool stuff, though.
yeah, so you inspired me, James, to do this, and I was trying to figure out something to do to get autographs on that I didn't have to send a whole bunch of stuff to LA with, and these can fit very easily in my pocket or in a suitcase. So
Yeah, sounds good. Well, that's everything we got this month. It was a little short on my end, but very long and drawn out on Bobby's end. So before we end off, let's go over some of these last remaining comments that I see. I have from Steve, Bobby's really an aristocrat. So yeah, more like an aristocrat. Michael says that he told Mandy his TF budget was better than spending it on strippers and drugs. She wasn't amused. So Steph actually says that to me, because when she used to talk to her dad, and her dad said, well, at least, he's not doing crack, so.
Well, Mike, I tell Tammy the same thing, and, she says, whatever. If you did, you'd still buy this Transformers.
Deceptosaurus Den says if he wasn't new to collecting, he would have bought that Dark Poseidon, but 500 is a big chunk of New Age. Correct. I hope to get everything I want before they dry up. That is the issue with collecting sometimes, but you can get a lot of New Age for 500, and that's why I don't buy all of these combiners, honestly, like Bobby does.
Yeah, the late tax is hell. That's yes, what got me.
Chris says tech specs are my favorite continuity. I agree. I don't know if anybody remembers them, but in the mid 2000s, they came out with the books that had every character of Transformers, and it would give their bios, their weaponry, and then their weaknesses. I loved those things, and I used to go through them all the time. I have the paper trades back somewhere, but somebody else says those Bob Budinsky bios are gold. They are really cool. I agree. Chris says again he would love to have those tech spec cards, so maybe you'll be able to order them. We'll let you guys know that Etsy seller. Let's see. Am I late? You are a little late, but this will be posted a little later. Oh,
yeah, ask all your questions
for me. Yeah. James, what do you think of Toy World Devastator, and do you think we will get a Shattered Glass Devastator? So Toy World is the one that you got all rusted, correct?
Yes.
So I think it looks great. I'm not a big fan of the pants. Honestly, I understand why they do it, but I like my all-in-one combiners. Hands and feet are one thing, but pants are another thing. I know Bobby loves it. Oh, they see.
So we're talking about.
You don't need no loosey-goosey pants as well.
QC issues. I got him, and this was the original pants.
All right, let's see. Hair Loki says, seeing the tech specs, I'm reminded that I plan to customize Titan Returns Bumblebee to Glyph. That would be really cool. I think there needs to be more Glyph out there. I have the original one in package. My dad got it for me for, I think it was my birthday, and I'm not opening it. Let's see. Isaiah said, "I miss James's haul." Yes. I'll just show it to you if you're curious. It's just these two. I didn't get a lot this month, so they're great figures though. Um, let's see. Are we both going to TFCon? Yes, we are. As of
Yeah.
right now, I think both of us, or at least TFCon LA. I cannot say about anything in the future.
I'll be in
Go, Bobby.
Baltimore too.
Duke says we need Bobby to tell us how giant that Pengu Prime is so we know if we should order it or not. I think you guys will know rather soon.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. Deceptosaur's Den says, is Shattered Glass Devastator? Yes, it is. And it looks really cool. There was a TFC one that came out like a decade ago. And it was actually on sale. I wish I picked it up, but I didn't. And you guys know me as the repaint guy. I would definitely probably buy a repainted Devastator as long as it's good quality. And that one with the Mixmaster as the arm, that new one, I think that would be really cool as a Shattered Glass Devastator because it's different. Let's see. Snell's World, our new member, says, I would like a book of the box art like MOT Masters of the Universe does. I agree. Would you buy that, Bobby?
I would. And
that would be really cool to get signed as well if it's in a book form too.
You made me think of something because I actually did buy a couple of books off of Amazon. Of course, I'm looking around. I don't know where I put them at, but it shows like all the original concepts of Transformers and stuff like that. So I'll show those when I remember I put them.
Let's see. Partially Decisive says, where do you source your news topics from? Well, the first place I go to is TFW. That's for just like the normal news. And then when you get into the nitty gritty stuff, I have a lot of Facebook groups that Bobby actually told me about, as well as looking at what's in stock at different stores. So it's just research.
And X, formerly Twitter, and
there's not a lot on there I've seen. It's mostly Facebook. But yeah, there's some cool stuff on there. Let's see. Steve says he also received his order of Fans Hobbies X load earlier this month. That stats and tech specs trading cards were included. We're way off. Yeah, I think you had that in your last haul for December.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex says he has a friend and his Toy World Devastator and it fell apart. So you're not the only one, Bobby.
Well, the weathered version, because of the paint and everything, it was so tight or so hard to get the legs onto the pants. So it was crazy. I had to like actually use a razor to shed some of the paint off because it just wouldn't connect. So yeah, it's staying forever in combined mode.
I wouldn't touch it after. I think yours broke like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Yeah. Every single figure of the 6, and I just stopped when I got the 6th one. Something broke off of it.
I remember.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I remember when you were texting me. It was like one text, this broke, and then this broke, and then this broke, and I'm like, you couldn't keep going on.
I was like, this is crazy.
All right, Bobby, this one is just for you.
Uh-oh.
So Jack says, Bobby, what is the best Transformers you got? So when we try to do our most anticipated guys, he could not narrow it down. So I don't think he's going to be able to narrow it down, but let's see his gears turn for a little bit.
I can go from this haul. That's a hard one.
And while you think about that, all right, Warren, have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. Thank you for being a member.
I think from this haul, this will probably be easier. I think it's going to be this guy.
Really? Okay, good.
I think the articulation is so amazing. I was so surprised, and all the stuff he comes with, and I was so amazed. So this would probably be it from this haul. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't think of. You're gonna make my brain hurt trying to figure out which Transformer I like. There's so many, and I don't even remember everything I have. That's bad.
Let's see.
First world
Talking
problem.
about the Devastator again, Yakbat, which is a great name, says each Toy World reissue got more and more fragile. I wonder if it's mold degradation. I honestly don't know. We got Freakenstein. What's up? How are you doing? I hope everything's good over there. Our newest member says, "Is there any update on the Like Toys Metroplex?" And you got the arrival notice for Studio Seed, so I'm sure Mr. Bot did as well.
Yes.
But I Like Toys Metroplex. I don't think there's been much.
There hasn't been anything. They teased Unicron about a couple of weeks ago, which I think irritated people a lot because we haven't heard anything from them about the Metroplex. Actually, since like November of 22, I think was the last time I saw anything. I've almost kind of given up.
Yeah. I hopefully we'll see something soon, and maybe the wait will be worth it. Freakenstein says his is still King Toys Thunder King. He's you can't see him, but he's right there. Yeah. I love that thing too.
That's a good set. Yeah, I picked up that one and the gold one.
Deceptosaur's Den says, "I wish Like Toys would give us some kind of..." Yes, exactly. We agree. We need some sort of news so we could go ahead and,
especially since it was all over the place when they first announced it. I mean, they were doing a tour of the bot, going like to different countries and stuff, and nothing.
No. It seems dead in the water. King KNFE says, "Roller Mod fans got it." And yes, we both have a version of it. Mine's buried right there, but I have the IDW colors because I like my funky colors. Bobby's got all of them, and yeah, it's a great figure. I think we can both agree that
that's a great figure. Price point, and that's a great figure.
Yeah. Let's see. Jay says Computron already.
Please.
And then Deceptosaur also says that he thinks it's never going to happen. Time will tell.
Yeah, I feel like there is Fans Toys behind them, because they'll be waiting on Fans Toys to complete a combiner. Geez.
And then Yakbat says that he says that Like Toys said Metroplex isn't going to be retail. I thought I heard the opposite.
Yeah,
but again, it's all kind of he said, she said at this point, since it's been like over a year since we heard anything.
Yes, supposedly. So when they came out with their Devastator set that they sent to retail, they were supposed to be going into factory to do the Metroplex, and so it was that was also going to help them keep the price down, because if you've seen any of their combiner sets, those are like 300 and up, so everybody was fearful of how much the Metroplex would be, and then they said that it was going to go to retail, which would bring the price down to about $1,000.
And Freakenstein says Pengu Toys Optimus is looking good. What do you guys think? I think it looks great. I mean, the base figure that he was KO'd from looked good. I just don't need a giant Optimus in my collection, but I think Bobby's does.
Yeah,
and he is.
Yeah, he's on his way. I'm hoping he'll be here next week. So yeah, there's still stuff coming for January that may just get pushed to February.
Yeah. Isaiah says, "Do we think the HasLab is Primus? Do we think it'll be better than the third-party one recently released?" So that is a very interesting question. It depends on what you think of as better. Do I think it is going to be larger? 100%. It's probably going to be the same size as their Unicron. Do I think it's going to look better? Probably not, because that one that the Studio 01 made is like perfect.
Studio Cell.
Yeah, Studio Cell. And then Titan says, "Do we have any predictions for upcoming HasLabs?" I'm thinking it'll be disappointing, but I could be wrong. So we did talk about this on the last episode. So go watch that if you haven't. And there's a poll. Go vote. I think it will be disappointing as well. At least for me, because I think it's going to be very G1 focused. Just because that's not my collection, but I think Bobby will be happy. But time will tell. Time will really tell. January 30th. So what is that, like 2 or 3 days will tell.
Yeah,
and expect a video when that comes out. I'm thinking Devastator or Primus Honestly,
Yeah.
one of those two. That's what I'm leaning towards.
And I'm throwing Metroplex in there. But I think if they repaint it Unicron, since they love repaints, they repainted Unicron. They also just had that short stint of re-releasing Unicron. If they
Are you talking about Studio 01 or
no,
Hasbro?
I'm talking about
Hasbro
Hasbro.
hasn't repainted Unicron.
I said if they repaint Unicron.
If okay, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
So they just did that quick re-release of all their excess stuff. If they repainted Unicron to Primus, and that's same concept, it'll be great. I'll buy it. I'm not gonna say it would be better than the studio cell because again, the problem with their Unicron, the Hasbro Unicron, was all that kibble on the back of his legs. Now, with that also being said, the studio cell is a pain in the butt to transform, but it looks amazing.
All right, so I'm trying to get to these comments, guys. They keep coming in. So Jack says, Bobby, are you getting X-Transbots Devastator? That's obviously a yes. James, will you be picking up MMC Defensor? And that is a no. Hotspot's my favorite character member, I guess, of Defensor, and I don't like the way it looks. Personally, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look like what I have. I have the Make Toys Defensor, and it's good enough. I might get the KO, the oversized KO. Are we getting Tidal Wave? Right now, no, but maybe.
Fans Hobby.
Oh, yeah. I was assuming Hasbro, but if we're talking about Fans Hobby, that's a yes. That's a yes. Yeah, Fans Hobby, yeah. Snell's World says he's wondering how much shipping is going to run. I'm assuming you're talking about the Like toys. Probably a lot.
Yeah. A couple $100.
Let's see. Freakenstein says 4 foot tall Metroplex this year. Hopefully. I want to see it in the bots collection. Deceptosaur's Den says Pengu Toys QC concerns me. I have one figure from them who's actually right here, which is this guy. I don't remember his name, the red line, and he's fine. So
yeah, I have the Omega one of their Omega Supremes, and there's not a lot of ratchets in its legs, so they missed out on that.
Oh, and here we have Jack saying, I would like to thank you both for bringing Transformers news to us, your fans. Thank you very much. It means a lot, and thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate it, and we enjoy this, but we also like to be able to talk about Transformers.
Yeah.
Snell's World says, I'm going to be using Missing Link Optimus Prime to get Peter Cullen signed. I think that is a great idea, especially if it's out by the time LA rolls around. I don't know. But you'll probably have other times.
Snell's World, you might have maybe think of something else to do.
Just get them both. You have to get another. Go increase the pre-order count to 2.
Well, I have both versions coming, so.
What third-party Legends combiners would we want to see that we haven't gotten yet, and why? And this is from Runis. Yeah, Bobby's is Computron. I would love to see a Beast Wars Tripredacus or a Magnaboss. Just like Bobby, we have not had an update on those, and if they made Legends ones, I would probably be picking those up.
I'm literally.
Does the 4 foot tall Metroplex have lights and sound effects? I don't know.
Lights, yes. I don't know about sound effects.
Yeah. Some people think it's going to be Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus Combiner. Yes, the RID one, because I think they said fire up your engines and people got it stuck in their head with fire engine. I don't think they would leak it like that. If anything, they do something to make people think the opposite.
I'm so scared, and I'm scared to be disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed. Come on, Hasbro.
And our member Michael says he made this comment in the original video, but Primus makes sense if they want to increase their margin since they already have the Unicron tooling. Correct. Yep. I think that would be great with some. They already have the main figure. If they go ahead and change it up a little bit,
just change the head.
Oh, and then he commented as well. And Hasbro is desperate for revenue. Yeah.
That would be a quick buy, I think. I think a lot of people get behind it.
Deceptosaur's Den says, anyone getting Iron Factory? Leo Kaiser. He wants a Death Cobra as an alternate arm. I am not. As you can see, Bobby's raising his hand. I still want a Death Cobra for the TFC one that I have. I think Death Cobra is such a unique and interesting thing that even if Iron Factory did come out with one, I might get it just to pose it with them, just because it's so different, and we have never gotten a figure of that character. All right, and now for me, Jack says, James, what's the best Transformers I got out of all the Transformers I have? So with me, I have an emotional attachment to certain figures, not even characters, figures, and that makes me like them more. And let's see, it would be that guy right there, and you can't really see him. It's Perfect Effect Cryotech.
Knew it.
I'm not going to get into why he's my favorite, but that's my favorite Transformer in my whole collection right now.
When I met James, all he talked about was Cryotech.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite character, and there's a story behind it. Alex says, I kind of hope it's not Primus. I don't have 500 to drop on something like that. I won't be. Let's see. Oh, Isaiah says he's getting Leo Kaiser. So when Bobby does a review on that, let us know what you think too. Partially Decisive, what was your first third-party figure, and do you still like it? So I mentioned actually earlier in the stream that my first third-party figure was the Nemesis Magnus armor that went on the Classics Prime. And yes, I still like it. It's fun to mess with. It's dated, both in quality and in design and in transformation, but I do like it. And I was still in high school when I got that. So I've been in this third-party gang for a long time. And I know Bobby is a new recruit. And what was your first third-party figure?
Mine was Purple Potato Shockwave because it turned into the Decepticon ship from the movie.
Nemesis.
Nemesis, yes. No. Yeah, Nemesis. And I thought...
Or was it Galvatron ship?
It was Galvatron ship.
That's not the Nemesis.
That's not the Nemesis, yeah. So whatever his ship was called. That was amazing to me. And it was a frustrating transformation. And I was just like, is this what we get? So, yeah. And I still have it. I still like it.
Completely different experience. Thank you, Freakenstein. He says, don't forget to like the video and for watching and subscribe. Yes. Please like the video. We appreciate it.
Bleeding. It's like, yes.
King says, who has the best Devastator out? I think that's very divisive, and I think that's going to change within the next year or two. I have the NBK KO Generation Toys. I think it's Generation Toys or G Creation Devastator, and that's who I use because he's not my favorite combiner. And for price to figure, I got a 14-inch combiner for about $110, so I'm not complaining.
I would say Toy World. And I have a few different ones, but I think Toy World is probably my favorite.
Well, here's one for you. Jack says, Bobby, what do you think of TFC Transformers?
They're pretty good. I mean, we have all those nuclear missile carriers from TFC, and I think I have 4 or 5 of them now. So those are really good figures. The Seacons upset me a little bit because he can't hold up another figure as his gun. And they're a little short. They haven't completed their Abominus yet, so that's kind of draining. I'm missing Hunger on that. But overall, they're pretty good. Not my favorite third party, but they're still pretty good.
I agree. I think I don't have much from them, but that nuclear blast or whatever you want to call it, the G.I. Joe Optimus, is probably one of my favorite molds of all time. It's an amazing mold. I mean, I've talked about it on this show before. Let's see. Duke Nukem says, does anyone have a sense of how New Age is doing financially? He's all in on their G1 figures for the season 1 and 2 cartoon, and he'd hate for them to stop and close shop before he gets all the figures. I think they're doing fine because I think a lot of their figures have been selling out and then they get replenishments. I can't think of the right word. So I think they're doing okay, but again, I have no clue.
I think they're doing pretty well as well because so many people are fans of New Age. I mean, it's really New Age Magic Square.
New Age is like the premier one, They're like the fans' toys of Legends, from what I see.
from
You
what I
know.
can see and what I can tell.
Yeah. Loki says, I agree on Magnaboss, especially since both versions had GPS. Yes, I agree. That would be cool. Freakenstein, maybe he knows a little bit more than us. He says they're doing fine. So that's good to know. William says he's been watching us for a while and try to catch each video y'all put out. Thank y'all so damn much. You are very welcome. And thank you for watching our videos. Yes, there are a lot of Devastators coming out this year.
It's ridiculous. Can we not get a Computron in there somewhere?
And hello, Dr. Good and Sexy, Jazz Rules.
Jazz Rules.
I never forgot. Yeah. Let's see. Is there any good way to watch the Victory TV show? I think it's here on YouTube.
Yeah,
I know it was at one point. I don't know if it got taken down or not, but it was at one point.
Yeah, I think that's where I watched it on YouTube.
Freakenstein says, you and him are always buying the same things.
Except for you, he's a Legends collector. I'm a dabbler. He's a Legends
Like
collector.
I said, Bobby, in the last episode, if you have one Legends figure, you're a Legends collector. And I fit in that boat as well, because you can have one Transformer, and I would consider that person a Transformers collector and welcome them into the family.
Okay, fine. Now.
Let's see. We have something about the HasLab. So Aaron says he hopes the community will love it. I'm sure it'll get funded. I don't think a Transformer HasLab has not been funded. I could be wrong. I know there's other ones that haven't, but I don't think a Transformer one has.
Yeah, I think the only problem with those is that when they start cheaping out on stuff. I mean, that's the problem. The only problem I have with Hasbro is the price points of certain things. It's just when the quality doesn't mesh. You want $500 out of me, but you're taking all the little cheap, curves and stuff like that to not give it to us. That's what makes me upset. I want good figures. Come on, Hasbro, you can do it.
Yeah, and they can do it. I mean,
they've done it before.
really liked the whole War for Cybertron Kingdom line. Like, that was really good figures. So hopefully they'll get back to doing some stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I bought multiples of the Deathsaurus because I was just like, I plan on having these, and I sold a couple and I've kept a couple, and it's just like, I don't know what to do.
Okay, let's see. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Let's see. Michael says he feels like a HasLab Devastator is unlikely because that is also my thought, is because they wouldn't want to do it because everybody would want it. Or let's flip it around. They would do it because everybody would back it. I think it could go both ways. But I had that same thought when we were talking about this. And I'm like, Devastator seems like somebody they would want more openly available. But, do they want the cash grab right now?
That's where I'm going. If they're financially hurting, they know everybody wants a Studio Series 86. Perfect time to do it. That thing would sell out, and you can't sell it out. I mean, it's just like everybody.
Well, and depending on the price, if they did that and it looks decent, I might even, I like I said, I have the KO Devastator, so I wouldn't mind getting a new Devastator, especially if it's reasonably priced. So, but I agree with you. If we do not get one for this HasLab, I do think we will get a Titan class Devastator eventually.
Yeah, next year probably.
Chris says he has that Cryotech too. Yeah, it's a great figure. I tried to convince Bobby to get it, and he didn't get it, but at least he got that other one. The Jijiang, he got, and he liked that one so much he got both colors.
Yeah.
Deceptosaur's Den says, my favorite is Fansoy's Terminus Giganticus. He is crushing a New Age Seeker at his claw right now on his nightstand. That is amazing. I would love to see that. But Mr. Omega Supreme over here, why don't you tell him how many Mega Supremes you got last year?
Last year, 8, I think.
I think it was more than that.
Was it? I did pick up the I had the Terminus Giganticus, and then I picked up the blue one. Then I picked up DX9's Gabriel. I picked up the Wei Jing. I picked up blue, normal, purple, gold, Diaclone. of the legend size. Yeah, that's a problem. No more Mega Supremes. Even though the green one's coming.
And William, I see your thing. Did we see our question? I did not. So go ahead and post it again, and we'll get to that shortly. And her Loki says the ship was called the Revenge. I think you are correct. That sounds about right. It. And Alex Johnson as well says the ship was called the Revenge.
That's what it was.
Yes. Who remembers third-party figures, Hot Soldiers? That does ring a bell. I don't remember what they did. That was way before your time, Bobby.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've been in this third-party game for almost 2 years. Or no, for a little over 2 years.
And yes, you are correct. New Age does have a lot of figures coming out. Magic Square has been pretty quiet. They have been.
Magic Square has been working with everybody else, which is crazy. They've been working with DX9, helping put their stuff out. So,
yeah. And thank you, Aaron, for getting up early and watching our videos. We do appreciate it. Any obscure Transformer character that you would like that? Oh, I'm the wrong one to ask for that.
Oh, God, yes. That's your question.
There's a lot of them. I mean, I would love to see the whole Machine Wars cast, because that was my first vehicle Transformers besides Beast Machines. I would love to get the 3 Beast Machines, Thrust, Jetstorm, and Tankor. That would be amazing. I already have a Obsidian and Strika, so I would love to get those as well. Even a Blast Charge would be pretty cool. I'd love the 3 combiners, the 3 member combiners to come out. And I mean, if you're gonna take hands off, give me Jawbreaker from Beast Wars. Give me Prowl 2 from Beast Wars. Like, I want all those figures because those were my favorite ones when I was a kid. Do I think we'll ever see them in the light of day? No, I don't. I don't think I'm ever going to have an MP scale Jawbreaker with an articulated whip. But, one can dream. Now, Bobby, before I keep going, why don't you go?
I'm gonna pull the curtain back. So we have conversations with Get Right Robot pretty frequently. And these two will start talking about stuff. And I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. But if you make it, I'm buying it because I know it will look good. So yeah, that was a perfect question for James. I can't think of anything that's obscure that
and I'm just gonna put this out in the universe. We got this guy. I don't know how you can do it. But give me a Machine Wars Starscream. That was my second favorite Machine Wars character, if not my favorite. They were kind of tied. And I actually left that outside when I was like 5 or 6. And then it got stolen and I was devastated. I got another one since then. But, please come out with that. Let's see. Are we looking forward to MMC Devastator? Bobby is. I'm not going to be paying that much for a Devastator. He's not my favorite combiner. Now, if they did if they did a G1 Predaking, I would an all-in-one Predaking, that'd be bought.
MMC's looks the worst out of Fans Toys and X Transbots versions so far from what we've seen from the renders. So I'll probably still pick it up, but Fans Toys will probably take forever. X Transbots looks good, but they'll probably have some issues.
And and these comments, again, they're coming through and we're going through them numerically. So it might be a while till we get to your comment, but people are saying that the Unicron actually barely crossed the finish line for the HasLab. So, they would have to probably make it significantly cheaper. I did not know that. I don't remember back in the day.
I'm mad I missed it and had to pay the late tax.
Let's see. Duke Nukem says he just got Guardian Robot. And he's thinking about getting all of the figures from War Dawn. I know Bobby's in the same boat.
Yep. I like the Guardian Robot. It actually, that Omega Supreme mold was really good.
Speaking of Omega Supreme, Deceptosaurus Den says, Omega Supreme experts, what are the Shattered Glass colors? They are the Action Master colors that are very, very vibrant. I'm going, with the pinks and the blues and the greens. I think that's what the colors, I can see it in my head. And they called him like Omega Sentinel, I believe, in the comic. And he was a repaint of Cybertron Menasor. So a figure that I don't think we ever got, but would be really cool too. The HasLab will be Masterpiece Beast Wars Fuser set. There you go, Bobby.
That would be all James.
It would be, but I don't think, as much as I would love that, I don't think that they would bet money on that.
That'd be all James.
Yes. Obscure Transformer, Weird Al's trash truck character from Transformers Animated. That would be pretty cool to have a redo of that. Oh, and Nautica and Velocity. I think that would be pretty cool for some obscure characters. Okay, Deceptosaurus Den says he wants a G1 stylized version of Knockout from Transformers Prime. Didn't they do that? You bought that just recently in the 2-pack.
The 2-pack? That's I haven't even opened
Knockout.
One of them's Knockout.
Yeah, but it's still it's still so I mean, if you're looking for a Chug version, I think they have that. But an MP,
is it stylized though?
I don't know.
That's not
I know the whole Legacy line is trying to be G1 and like other lines into G1. At least that's my interpretation. But it'd be really cool for somebody like Fans Toys or somebody to repaint Jazz as Knockout. I think that would be really cool.
I could see,
and I'd probably pick that up.
APC probably doing something like that because they seem to have the Prime. They seem to be doing the Prime.
Yeah, but that would be a Prime. That wouldn't be a G1 stylized version.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Let's do a little shout out. Freakenstein says he'll be on Children of Primus tonight at 8. So I'm unfortunately busy tonight, and I don't know. I think Bobby is as well. But go ahead and send us the link, and we'll let you know if you can join. But go watch them. They're a great group of guys.
Yeah, I have football. I have people coming over to watch football. They're already here.
I rather wrap it up. Okay, all right. Obscure character Spanner from Marvel's G1 series. Yes, I don't know Spanner. Now I'm gonna have to go look into that. Thank you for a little bit of reading material.
Yeah.
Runes says, do you think Death Cobra will get repainted to an arm on the Leo Kaiser? Repaint into the Rescue Force team? That would be very cool. You are right that it did not have arms, and it was very strange. I think that would be a way that they could get away with it, and having a Death Cobra as a combiner, but not a combiner. I know Bobby is so lost right now, but I think that would be really cool. Great idea, Runis. And I think already Dr. Good and Sexy says, whoa, Jazz don't need no repaints. I agree with you. I agree, but I do think maybe Jazz doesn't need the repaint, but the mold can be repainted. How do we think about that?
Oh, away with words.
because I do like my Ricochet. I'm going to be honest, and I would like some other ones too. All right, and goodbye, Deceptosaurus Den. You must sleep. You have work at 4 a.m.
Oh,
we wish you the best of luck. Go ahead and get some rest. Rescue Force didn't even have a head. You're correct. All right. See you later, Frankenstein. We'll catch up later. Till all are one. All right. I think we've reached the end of this. And yes, Deceptosaurus Den. Ricochet is amazing. 100%. We've been doing this for about an hour and a half. Anything else you want to say, Bobby?
Honestly, we really do appreciate it. We appreciate the support from our subscribers, from our members. I hope this was enjoyable. This was really fun. It was more than I thought it was going to be for our first show. Thank you all for the comments. Thank you all for all the interactions. Thank you all for watching these two crazy people talk about their love of Transformers and for sharing your love of Transformers with us. Let us know in the polls what you thought. Let us know in comments what you thought about this. We'd be happy to be doing this, at least once a month. Let us know if you like doing the live hauls or something else you would like us to do.
If you'd rather just have a live hangout session like we did for the last 30, 40 minutes, let us know and we can do that as well and do the hauls as a normal video. We're open to all and any suggestions.
Yes. So with that, we want to say thank you very much, and James, anything else? Oh, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your
Do all the
grandma.
YouTube things.
Yeah, all the YouTube things. And
Go check out the Chosen Prime while you're at it, and we'll see you guys in a few days
yes,
when they
yes,
go off what the HasLab is, and we'll all know if we're correct or not. So
yes. And we will be
hopefully it's something
reporting.
that we're not thinking of, and it's going to be like,
Amazing.
I don't know. Oh yeah, something good that everybody will like.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Crosses all lines. It's amazing. It's a new character that we've never seen. That's amazing. It crosses all lines. But until then, till all debates are won, we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.